Well, the current economic crisis has resulted in cuts to many important services and programs. These cuts can have far-reaching effects on our population, especially when it comes to children's education. Early childhood development programs have seen their budgets reduced drastically this year, and that means fewer teachers and fewer opportunities for our pre-K children. But there is something you can do to make sure that your child still gets a head start when it comes to education. Here to talk a little more about this morning in terms of the early importance of education and development in your child and the role that you can play in your child's future is Tim Seldin, a teacher and expert in early childhood education. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Bryson. Bryson is already getting his camera time. We've got Bryson and Josette with us here this morning as well. We thank you kids for being here. I wanted to ask you, Tim, though, here's the thing. There are so many cuts happening now in childhood education programs, and children are having to do, more with less. How does this affect children like Josette and Bryson?
Well, this is the most important period in humans' development. Their brains are developing. They're absorbing like a sponge from everything around them. Not every teacher is a parent, but every parent is a teacher. And so one of the first things is if there's one thing I would say to parents, it would be to really listen to your child.
Sit with me, okay, baby? Is to listen to your child and nurture them, as we're doing here, of course.
And talk to them and listen to them and watch them and follow them. Follow their lead, because children are capable of absolutely amazing things.
Right.
But they're all different, and they all have different interests. And if you play to what interests them at this stage in their life, you're the most likely to succeed.
All right, here's the thing. And I've got a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. They absorb things like a sponge. You tell them something, and it seeps into that little brain or big brain of theirs. And so what more can parents do, Tim, to make sure that we take advantage of what really is a critical time in their development?
Well, intelligence is often measured by two things. The first is vocabulary, and the second is recognition of patterns and predicting of patterns. There's a lot more, but those are two critical things. One thing you can do is don't speak baby talk. Don't put your child
Don't speak baby talk.
No, speak to them, give them the correct names for things. Vocabulary development is so incredibly important. That can be shapes, that can be the names of the things around your home. This is an easy chair, this is a sofa, this is a coffee table. The plants around your home, anything at all. And anything you can do to interact with your child, to really challenge them, play games with them, do things, have them help you in the kitchen. There are all sorts of activities you can do.
Well, one of the things I know, with my 3-year-old especially, is that playtime is work.
That's right.
Right? And isn't that true? I mean, what we think is play and they're doing their thing, they're actually learning. They're actually doing their jobs.
They're learning constantly. There's no question about it. Everything they do is actually work. And they're basically, the child's developing coordination, they're developing concentration, they're developing independence, they're developing vocabulary, and they're developing concepts. So there are all sorts of things you can do. There are lots of great books. I wrote one called How to Raise an Amazing Child that I recommend, but there are thousands of others. The other thing that you can do is you can look for games and activities that you can do with your child. Some of these are in books, some of them are online, some of them you just create yourself from what's around the house, and there are quality products that are out there on the market. Your Baby Can Discover is certainly one of the better of these things. You've got activities, for example, where parents are making 3-dimensional shapes, things that children can manipulate.
Yes.
Earlier today, we were teaching the children the names of what these were. Mr. Bryce, can you tell me? Mr. Bryce is off the set.
But you know what? It's interesting because as Bryson came over, right, and he handed me this crayon, I think for kids, Tim, it's that interactive kind of tactile approach to learning that is so critically important, right?
You're absolutely right. I mean, we so often give kids things that are pretend, and we forget the brain is made by the hand, by doing things. Anything you do that has children touching, smelling, sensing, manipulating objects, interacting with each other and with adults, all of this is really good. One of the things I appreciate about the Your Child Can Discover program is that it's based on many principles that we teach in Montessori schools around the world. It has to do with children solving problems, predicting puzzles, not just passively listening to someone talking. And that really works.
not all parents can afford preschool. And so having said that, what can parents do at home to take advantage of this critical time in their child's development?
Well, there are lots of wonderful books that are out there, and I would certainly encourage parents to read, watch shows like yours, get ideas, learn from other parents. The second is follow their instincts. The third is have a place for your child in every room in your home. Encourage them to help out in the kitchen, in the garden, with the laundry. They love to be independent. They love to do real things. And then thirdly, be thoughtful. They are absorbing. Too many people buy too many toys, and they have junk all over the house. Buy fewer things and think about the quality of the books, the games, the toys that you buy. The last is there's a controversy about video and TV and children. And what I notice is that young children love TV. They love computers. They're drawn to them. I would always rather take a child to a garden, but I also recognize that the child owns the computer. This generation of kids loves them.
They do. They do.
Glasses.
Yes.
I put them down.
But you know what? It's really interesting because I think this information has been absolutely amazing because it definitely helps children. Josette, you're the bomb. Thank you so much. Bryson, thank you. I appreciate you all coming by and sharing this information and doing your wonderful drawing. And you as well, Tim. Thank you so much. Listen, we made it through with 2 children on the set. Go us. Well, for more information about some of the educational tools you've seen these children playing with this morning, simply check out the website. It is yourbabycan.com.